Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. All right, folks, happy Saturday. Let's take a quick look at the markets today. Bitcoin has been in this range now for the last couple of days, hanging out between 16,600 and basically 17,000. It's kind of found a bottom, at least for now. To be honest with you, I'm actually surprised Bitcoin hasn't dropped down to 12, 13, $14,000 yet with everything going on with this whole FTX debacle. Altcoins are pretty much holding on as well as you would expect. I mean, Bitcoin dominance really isn't all that high. You still have BNB at 283. Cardano is still hanging out at 34 cents. I mean, Cardano was at 34 cents a month ago. Matic's still hanging out at 95 cents. Solana about $15. So we're not seeing anything too crazy. It looks like the market is just like in like a freeze frame right now, and they don't know how to react. Everybody's basically wondering, is this whole FTX thing done now, or is it going to spread to other exchanges? Who else was involved with FTX? Will they crumble? Like, nobody really knows. There is some drama news that I saw, which is pretty interesting. If I can find it, it looks like there was a hack, and it looks like it may have been an inside job at FTX last night. Apparently, $266 million has been withdrawn. I think actually now it's up to almost like $500 million. So apparently somebody, most likely within the company, possibly Sam Bankman-Fried or one of his cronies, has found a way to withdraw cash from the exchange, even though the Bahamas authorities have pretty much locked down the exchange and frozen it. So if this does turn out to be like Sam Bankman-Fried or somebody involved with that, that's like when they get caught, they're going to be going to jail for the rest of their life. But word is there's a back way into the exchange that was programmed in for situations like this, and that might be what's going on. And somebody's basically trying to get their money out and basically flee the country. So this all happened last night. And on top of that, Sam Bankman-Fried's plane, apparently some guy tracks his plane. He has a private plane. And that is now, it left the Bahamas right around the time this happened, and now it's in Argentina. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I love that song. Anyway, so it would make sense if he did the withdrawal and now he's in Argentina, although he denies the reports. So the plot thickens. Look, the one thing great about crypto, it is like a big soap opera. So, as long as your money's safe somewhere and you're not on one of the exchanges and you have it locked up, it's fun to just read these stories because it's like, it's better than any like episode of, Desperate Housewives or something like that. I mean, this is crazy stuff that's going on. They're probably going to eventually make a movie about this whole FTX thing, because he basically conned over a lot of people, this Sam Bankman-Fried. But yeah, so that happens. Then it came out that Kraken came out and said, look, we know who did this hack over there at FTX, but they haven't disclosed it yet. And they've actually, here's a story right here, they blacklisted $31 million that they transferred over to Kraken. So the plot thickens. This is early in the story, but we'll see what happens. I'm really curious to see who's been doing this. Is it Sam Bankman-Fried or somebody doing this on behalf of Sam Bankman-Fried? If so, man, that guy's going to be getting boned in the ass in jail for the next 50 years. He's a young guy. He'll probably spend the rest of his life in jail. And a guy like him isn't going to do too good in jail. With that haircut, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work too good for that guy. So anyway, that's that. I found this Larry David FTX commercial. Here's the end where they're trying to explain FTX to Larry David. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. And, it looks like Larry David was right all along.
I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So I wonder how much they paid Larry David to do that commercial. Probably like $5 or $10 million. But yeah, so Larry David was right. And even me, like I never really trusted FTX International, but FTX US, a US regulated exchange, I wouldn't see how they could really steal your money. Now, to be fair, Nobody's lost any of their money from FTX.us yet, even though they filed for bankruptcy. I was able to get my money out, and apparently withdrawals are still open. Even if they do pause withdrawals, I think people will eventually get their money from that exchange. But with that said, get your money off. I mean, you do not want to have your money on that exchange. All right, what else is going on? CZ Binance has said this FTX crash will pretty much set the crypto market back a few years, which sucks. I still think the bull market's going to happen around the Bitcoin halving in 2024 and probably end in 2025. But could this take away some of the bull run? I mean, it's very possible. Could the bull run start a little bit later? Possible. Look, investor confidence has been shaken, and you need retail money to come in. So what it looks like is going to happen is they're going to have to pass some sort of crypto legislation, and that's the only way people are going to come back into this market. Kevin O'Leary lost a lot of money on FTX, and he basically said the same thing. I think he lost millions and millions of dollars. He was on Digital Asset News, and no, he wasn't. He was on CNBC. Digital Asset News is just playing the story, but he's basically just saying, look, no institutional investors will ever invest in crypto ever again until there's regulation, and I agree with that. So he predicts that there's going to be regulation within the next couple months on crypto.
And I got to tell you, sometimes it's pretty nice to eat a little humble pie, but
that's a zero. It's not the first time I've made a bad investment, probably not the last time, but luckily I make more good ones than bad ones, and I learn from my mistakes. What's going to happen now is there won't be another situation like this for institutional investors ever again. We're simply not going to put capital to work until this stuff gets regulated. And what is occurring, and I'm just one voice in it, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to fly to Washington, and I want regulation. I want it now. No more delaying. I think this puts tremendous pressure on the SEC. I think a bill like the Stablecoin Transparency Act, which has been...
Yeah, so I agree with that. I mean, there's going to have to be regulation. And that's one of the reasons I kind of wasn't a big negative detractor of Sam Bankman-Fried. He was trying to get regulation. And I've always said, until there's regulation, we're not going to see another bull run in crypto, or at least one where Bitcoin gets back to all-time highs. So, it does look like Sam Bankman-Fried, of course, had other plans up his sleeve. But we do need regulation, and I think the SEC is going to probably step in very, very soon and just create some sort of broad regulation to at least prevent these exchanges from playing with people's money. So that's that. Look, folks, there's really not much we can really do. All we can do, if we're in the market and we know that in 2024, 2025, things are going to be bullish again, is basically just buy on the cheap every dip. And what we've learned is, which we've already known, is you really shouldn't have much money on the exchanges. I've taken a lot more money off the exchange, and I'm a U.S. customer. I'm a Coinbase guy, a Binance guy, and I just have very little money on those exchanges anymore. The coins I keep on those exchanges are basically coins that it's just a pain in the ass to store elsewhere. But I'm pretty much off those exchanges for the most part. I do have some money on those exchanges, but nowhere near to where it was like 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I had like 70, 80% of everything on those exchanges, and I just won't do it anymore. Because while I do trust CZ Binance and Coinbase, you never know. If there's a bank run and people get scared, I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen. So that's all you can do, folks. Just basically get yourself a hardware wallet. I used a Ledger. If you're big into Theta like me, it's very easy to use. You basically just go on the Theta website, and it says, do you want to use your Ledger? And you connect it, and you're there. It's as safe as can be. You can put your Bitcoin on there, your Litecoin, your VeChain, whatever you want. You can download different apps for it. And if you don't want to get to Ledger, just use like the Atomic wallet. Just be sure you write down your seed phrase, your 12-word seed phrase. You don't want to lose that. But self-custody, I think, is what is going to happen. And I think a lot of these exchanges are going to see a lot less people using them and holding their money on these exchanges, which could actually screw over some of these exchanges. But folks, Bitcoin's hanging out at 16.8. The contagion, yeah, I mean, we'll probably see lower prices in Bitcoin. Maybe we'll see a pump up to like $18,000 this weekend. Then as a stock dump next week, we'll dump down to $15,000, $14,000 for Bitcoin. For me, I'm just looking, like I said in my yesterday's video, my next price level for Bitcoin is 14,000. I'm looking for Cardano under 25 cents. I'm looking for Theta under 85 cents, and that's it. It's going to be a long winter. But the good news is all these scammers are getting flushed out. The big boss scammer. I look at Sam Bankman-Fried. He's like, you're playing a video game and you got the little bosses. You got the Do Kwon. He's like the boss on the second level, the little worm. And then you got like the Celsius bosses who are popping up, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got like Bebop and Rocksteady, and that's like the Celsius guy, the BlockFi guy, the Voyager guy, and then you got Shredder at the end, and Shredder is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he's been taken out. There's nobody bigger than him, except for maybe CZ Binance, but I don't think CZ Binance is in that same situation as Sam Bankman-Fried. I really don't. So the big boss has been taken out. The big damage has been done, and we're basically at the rebuilding stage. All you can do as a regular retail investor right now is basically just secure your funds and buy cheap. And that's it. It's as simple as that. And enjoy the show. Enjoy the reality show that is crypto. I love it. When I woke up this morning at like 5 in the morning to that story about the hack, it's fascinating to me. It's just like, it's better than watching. I don't even watch TV shows anymore. I just follow crypto. Sam Bankman-Fried's on the run. There's a hack at the exchange. FTX has collapsed. As long as you're not involved in it and you're not losing money in FTX, it's very entertaining. Of course, if you actually had money on FTX International, it's not entertaining. It's very sad. But look, it's a reality show, and just enjoy it. And as long as you have your funds secured and you're in the right projects, you don't want to be in the wrong projects right now. You want to be in secured projects that have survived multiple bear markets. You don't want to be in projects that have just popped up 6 months ago that have no history. That's for sure. A lot of the metaverse projects that I have on KuCoin, they're down like 90%. Hopefully they come back by 2024. But even if they don't, it doesn't matter because I have good projects that are in the top 20, top 30, and that are going to do just fine. All right, folks, have a good weekend. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.